Thank you for joining us on Sheridan County Ag Update. Today I have with me Ashley Basset with the Ashes to the Table community dinner that they're going to be having in Buffalo. Ashley, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. So real quick, I want to give a quick thank you to our sponsors, Heartland Kubota and True Built Builders. Without them, we don't get to do this. So thanks, guys.
Yes, very much.
So let's visit about what you're going to be doing here in a week.
Sure. We have the Ashes to the Table community dinner coming up on the 19th of October in Buffalo. We are having a big community dinner to celebrate the wins from our past fires and to also have a chance to talk with our community members and our neighbors and get to know about where we're sitting and what we need to do to go forward. We'll have cattle panels blocking off the street. You could use a regular barricade, but for aesthetics, you have to have panels.
Why would you? Yes.
Yeah.
Why would you?
We'll have some bouncy houses in Crazy Woman Square. The bars coming from the invasion at KC. But the biggest thing has been our community donations. The whole way to town, I have answered telephone calls. What can I bring? We have businesses donating ketchup and pickles and mustard. We have businesses donating coleslaw. Residents donating. A lady called the other day and says, you can buy a case of potatoes right now at DJ's. So I just bought a box and I'm making potato salad. Best call of the night, and all these cookies the local Kiwanis Club has said we have grills. We'll bring our grills and we'll help cook. The local FFA is getting involved, Buffalo FFA. I talk with the Claremont FFA hopefully this evening, and we're in the process of getting a hold of the KC FFA because our big thing is a lot of people from the Claremont area, although they live north of the line like us, we still go south to Johnson County just because of ease. Some things we come to Sheridan, a lot of things we go to Buffalo, especially for things like 4-H. And so the amount of kids that have come and people saying, what can we help? We want to help. We want to bring tables. Everybody and their dog we have asked, if you have a table, we'll gladly take it and your folding chairs because we figure we need at least 1,000 folding chairs and 100 to 150 tables. And so it's the biggest endeavor I've ever taken on this. And you know that.
You
have
done some good ones. So quality Kubota machinery and customer care from the heart. Proudly serving Sheridan and the surrounding areas since 1996. Go online to heartlandkubota.com or stop by Heartland Kubota, 2450 Heartland Drive. So if someone wants to donate, how can they do that?
Just give myself a call or reach out to Bailey at Best in Bloom, the flower shop in Buffalo. That Bailey's a good contact for us too. But yes, just give me a call and we will get you piped in to the stream with us. The other thing we are doing is, because we have over 100 tables, is we are trying to capitalize on funds every way possible. And we are selling tabletops for $300. We cover them in brown paper for you. And after that, you get to decorate that table however you want. Okay. We're not necessarily selling you the 8 chairs at that table because we want you to sit with people you wouldn't normally sit with. Because what better way do you figure out what's going on in your community than at the supper table? So we're selling the tabletop to let you decorate it and then encouraging everybody to sit, mingle, and get to know each other. And that also that kind of sprung us from having to do any decorating too from the committee side, because there's a lot of things going.
There is. Now you guys also have a Facebook page, and I will be sure and have I'll have Grant go ahead and make sure that that's part of this. You can click at it on the bottom of this, but it'll give you a chance. You can go in there. There's a jot form you can fill out if you want to donate. Your information's there.
Yep. And when you're on the Facebook or when you're on the website, if you want to donate to help, there's a PayPal link that you can click on. And if there's a spot to put it in there, Ashes to the Table dinner, great. If not, that's fine too. It all goes into the same account. So,
well, I know that there's thank yous never enough for everybody who helped and the firefighters but 2 businesses in Buffalo that I noticed right away that jumped in was Buffalo Livestock Marketing and MTR Ranch Supply. I saw that those 2 were immediate to jump in and help coordinate with hay and fencing materials. And
Miles and Taylor, all those guys have been unreal. Bighorn Co-op is another one that they told all of their people, all their customers on the other side of the mountain, if you're needing fencing supplies, bear with us because we're sending everything we have to Buffalo. And that goes a long ways.
It does.
The Sportsler did a program where they took a percentage of their sales, all went to the fire relief. And I know that was over $7,500. And Ace Hardware did a roundup program. So if you wanted to, you could round up, and that money goes to the Johnson County Fire Relief Fund. We did a team roping in KC that was pre-scheduled and had to be canceled 2 or 3 times. Now I'm pretty sure that was meant to be, but we did a rope for hope in KC and raised about $6,000 for several people down there. Called it the Southern Johnson County Roping. We had a blast. It was so hot, but it was fun. And they're making plans for next year. So we brought probably about 6,000 in from that. And yeah, there's just lots of little things make for a big thing.
Yeah.
And we've applied for some grant money. I know we got I just saw a text right before I walked in that there had been a grant approval. I haven't had a chance to read what or where or how much, but yeah. And the big thing is just getting the word out. Sorry, I forgot to turn my phone off.
And they're calling while we're
in here, literally. But you know, there is lots of things, and we want people to know you don't have to be from Johnson County to come to the Ashes to the Table. We want everybody to come. Bring your neighbor, bring your kids, bring your wife, bring your husband. You know, don't leave them at home. Everybody come. Like I said, the community of Claremont has been unreal. We're bringing a trailer load of tables and chairs from Claremont to Buffalo because they were on the phone saying, we've got this ready to go. And, you know, it affects so many people. And there's a lot of business that is, like you said, Buffalo livestock. The amount of people from Sheridan County that go south, and the amount of southern people or Johnson County people that come to Sheridan County up here. And so it's an imaginary line. And it affects all of us.
Truthfully, when both the 3 fires started, and now we have the elk fire up on the mountain, you know, the gals from Douglas who started that Wyoming Ranchers Relief on Facebook. I mean, what they've done as well to help all
it's been astronomical.
Yes. You know, I know that the Montana Stock Growers Association had a fund up there, and the cattle women, I believe from Forsyth had their. It's just amazing how this community, and I would say this whole area, this Montana, Wyoming area, really just is one. Truthfully.
Yeah, everybody comes running, and you know the phone calls you get of, hey, we see you guys have got a fire. We'll stop what we're doing in the grain field and we'll come down. Or what do you need us to bring up from Casper? And you see a lot of that. And I think truly our community does. We've all talked in these meetings that, yes, the fire is out, but the fire is just the ripple in the pond. And it's going to be years and years before our communities recover. And some people that have just moved into our community maybe don't understand how big of an effect the ag community has all the way downtown to Main Street. That's one thing that we've really talked about is it affects every single business down to the ice cream shop on the corner. It affects your grocery store. It's going to affect your meat, everything. And the numbers are still out. We won't know for a couple of years about how much it's going to affect.
No.
And it's catastrophic. It really is a catastrophic event.
Well, and the part of it is the ranchers are now being faced with, well, is my hay field going to come back next year? Am I going to have hay? Am I going to be able to keep these cows? Because am I even going to have the grass? Am I going to have the hay next winter? I mean, it's not just what happened today and the losses you have today.
Exactly. You know, and one of that first meeting, we had our local ranchers say, I don't need the hay right now. My cows are up on top, but I'm going to need it when it comes home. But people are bringing me hay. He says, today, I don't have any place to put it. He says, where do I put it to keep the deer out, to keep the elk out? He said, because their habitat is burned too. So they're all coming into my hayfield. He says, you know, I got to look out for those guys as well. And so there is that factor. And, you know, through the Farm Service Agency and the USDA, there's a lot of programs that people are working together. And, you know, I can't imagine the hours that those folks have put in just trying to get everybody through. I know at the Fire Relief Fund, the producer side of that committee, they have spent hours and hours just interviewing people. And the one thing that comes out of that of every single interview they said is, don't worry about me. My neighbor needs you more than I do. And I saw a comment on Facebook from Amy Yellowtail the other day, and she said the exact same thing. And that resonates. Don't take care of me. Take care of my neighbor first. And the fact of the matter is they all need everybody right now. And it's going to be something on the mental side of it as well, further down. Just check in and say, hey, how you doing? Let's have a cup of coffee. And so looking out past the 30, 60, 6-month window, it's going to go for a long time.
Right. So this event is the 19th, next Saturday.
Next Saturday. One thing we did not talk about is this event is free. We are not charging a set ticket price. There will be boxes at the end of the food table, and throughout, we are asking for a cash donation. So if cost is a factor, don't let that stop you from coming. Just come.
Come and enjoy.
And, if you can put something in the box, that is totally fantastic. But we don't want to turn anybody away because they don't have a ticket. And but when the food's gone, I promise.
But they're still dancing, and there's still bounce houses.
Yes, there's still there is. The invasion will be up from Casey with the bar, and Kellen and those guys will be singing until midnight, and Tucker's Curl will have the bouncy houses, and and the other thing is we will have senior citizen and handicap parking up close.
Okay.
But we will have alternate parking for everyone else, so they don't have to find a parking spot, and we'll shuttle people to the parking area. So we'll get that announced once we get that firmed up. But we're looking at a couple places that will park away, and then we'll run a shuttle. The Buffalo Area Transit has said they would gladly come help, and all of their tips they receive for the night will come straight to the fire relief. That's how they'll give back too.
Well, great.
So we're working on a ladder truck or a tall truck or something to hang some county flags and Wyoming flags off of, and just the little things that make
might know some people.
Make it Wyoming.
You might know some people in the county.
We're working on some things.
You might know some of those county trucks.
But we do want to acknowledge that is the one thing we've talked. There won't be a set program that night, other than we want to thank our community, we want to thank our ranchers, and we really want to thank our firefighters because everybody came running.
Yep. So on your way up here,
yes,
Heidi calls you and says, "Hey, let's talk about this."
Yes, Heidi Stoltz and Emily Nielsen from Johnson County Cattlewomen have been working to put together a workshop with the Ranching for Profit group. It's called After the Fire. It'll happen on, I'm looking at the flyer because literally I printed it off today, November 1st at the Johnson County Fairgrounds. It's a free event. It's open to anybody that has been through these fires or is scared they're going to be going through one of these fires. So it doesn't matter where you're from, come. But it'll be from 1 to 5, and it's the Ranching for Profit instructors and Ranch Right LLC. They'll come help with a strategy session to help get people through from those impacted by the fires. What do we do next? And so it is a great opportunity. And like I said, Heidi Stoltz is a good contact for that one, and I'll leave you with her phone number.
Okay. And we'll get that posted. So if somebody has questions, they can get a hold of her or Emily and find out the particulars.
Yes. And that was the one thing Heidi said, they want everybody to know it's not just Johnson County, it's Sheridan and Campbell and Powder River and whatnot. It's all that we're all in this together, and we all get through it together.
Yep. Quality Kubota machinery and customer care from the heart. Proudly serving Sheridan and the surrounding areas since 1996. Go online to heartlandkubota.com or stop by Heartland Kubota, 2450 Heartland Drive. Well, Ashley, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for letting me
I
come.
look forward to your event. I may leave Stuart at home. He's on call that weekend, but
we didn't want to party with him anyways.
So, yes, October 19th at about 6:00, the dinner's going to start. It's free with, if you can make a donation, that is awesome, but come be a part of it, visit with your community, and just everybody have a breather.
Yes. And come a little bit early. We're encouraging all of our local businesses to stay open an hour or two later that night. So because we are shutting Main Street down, so we don't want to take away everything from them for the day. So come spend some dollars in our local stores as well.
Well, great. All right. Well, thank you, ma'am, for coming up.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. For more news, sports, and podcasts, check out SheridanMedia.com.